Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'm here with Inni Kaur, and one of my favorite people, one of my favorite humans on the planet. I'm very excited to be here with her. We've met several times, and she has written another book. It's called Daddy's Turban. And how do you say this in Punjabi?
Daddy did the star.
Daddy Di Star.
Yeah, because we want to use the word the star, but because it was, for people to search it online, the word turban, but my original word was Daddy did the star. Daddy's the star.
Daddy's the Star.
Yeah.
So it's really a beautiful book, and she came here to the Guru Nanak mission in Oakland, New Jersey, and Inni Kaur read the book to several different classes, I think 3 different classes, and she read one of her other books as well that she wrote in the past called Guruji's Journey. Did I say it wrong?
It's Journey with the Gurus.
Journey with the Gurus, and the book was so amazing. There's 3 volumes of it. So what inspired you to write this book, Daddy's Turban?
I think I've always been fascinated with the star. As a little girl, I would sit on my parents' bed and be fascinated with the way my father would tie his the star. And I think this is a story which is not unique to me. Everyone, most children go through that. But what was unique was that my mother nudged me and she said, "You know what? It's time that you started helping your father," because my mother would do my father's puni and do that. So of course, I was super excited to do that with my father, and it took many trials and errors, but he was so patient, and every time I did the star, the puni and the whole thing, and when he would tie it, he would give me a kiss. And, you talk about a little girl and your father kissing you, and he would say thank you every time, and that's the best, and that's the sweetest memory, because as a child, as young ones, I don't think we remember those sweet memories, but this is the sweetest memory of my mother, my father, and myself. I mean, I have siblings, but this was just the 3 of us, and that's always been with me. It's been fascinating for me. And being part of the Sikh Research Institute, we have done the first book, which was Thank You Vaheguru, and that focused on the Namkaran ceremony. And this is a sequence to that this is the Dastar Bandi, and hopefully we will continue doing that. But the inspiration really was that I wanted to capture that moment. At the end of the day, for an author, it is what inspires you and what do you want to capture. And that's what I wanted to capture, that feeling which I had as a little girl.
Right, so you're now able to give that memory to other people.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The thing that really captures a memory are, I think, photographs and repetition.
I think it's also tradition. It's also, we forget that the little tasks which we ask the children to do or we invite them to do and what our memories are. This is like an embedded memory in the community. And there's no book about it. It's not celebrated. And I wanted this to be a celebration. It's a celebration really of the Dastar. It's a celebration of a family love. It's a celebration of a tradition. Because in the book, there is the grandfather is doing the Dastar Bandi of the father, and the child, the little boy, wants to say, "Well, my grandfather would do this." And, every little boy wants to grow up and look like just his daddy. I mean, that's what I believe. Every girl wants to look like her mother. Certainly I did. So I wanted to capture that little boy and what it meant.
I think it would be great if a lot of parents will come out to their children's schools and read this book to the classrooms, the way you did it.
Yeah, particularly in North America where the bar mitzvahs are very big, and this is partly to that. While there is, in this book, the main character is Teg, there is nothing to say that this book cannot be used for a girl who's going through her Dastar Bandi.
Yeah.
And, that's hopefully my next book will be Mummy's Crown, something like that sort.
Yeah.
What inspires and I want to bring the inspiration part more in that book, instead of, here I wanted to go with the tradition, with the family bondage, and there were other things. I think with the mummy's crown, I want to go more for the inspiration, and being strong, and what it really means to, take on that, in a very loving way, but in a way that, I'm not quite sure what the word is. I'm looking for that angle. I think I have it in my head, but it's just putting it down to paper, and that's why I'm speaking to a lot of women and a lot of young girls as well, to get their words and what are they thinking when they, look at someone who's wearing, another woman who's wearing a dastar. What inspires them? Because I want the voice. Every time you write a book, you want the voice to be authentic. So that authenticity hasn't come as yet for me. And when that comes, it will flow.
Every time I'm with you, I feel so much love come from you. And I do. I feel it. So much energy. Where do you think that comes from inside you? Do you think you got that from your mother and your father?
I mean, I think all of us do get. My parents had an incredible marriage. They created a home of love. But then, your love wavers because, I go through life, I go through my own challenges. But this love that you're talking about, I'm sure, I don't think about it. I am sure it has come from Guru. It is when Shabad entered my life changed. I say this often, but not often enough, that I was a dry twig by the roadside. And it was only when Guru graced and Shabad entered my life that this twig has blossomed, has actually got green and now is blossoming. So it is all grace, and grace is very real. Kirpa is very real. Shabad entering and transforming is very real, and that's so all this is very real for me. And this love is continuous because you don't control it. It just flows.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that today is on and today is off. Of course, some days, it's like you have to pause, and there are moments, there are events which create what we call a turmoil. But when you are centered, and when you have that, or when you're blessed with that grace, you always find your way back. I mean, I can tell you that probably in the last 3-4 weeks, I felt personally that I went down this deep dark hole, the black hole, and I was falling, and truly not knowing where this was going to end. And yet, in the midst of this fall, in the midst of this darkness, I was held. Not to say that everything is fine, but just to know that you are held. The troubles will come, turmoils will come. It's how you deal with the situation, and to never lose sight of who you are and the grace that you carry. Because it's not about me anymore. It's about the grace. I must live up to that grace.
So while we're going through all of these things, people look at you during those moments and say, "You look so happy. You exude so much love and joy." And you say to yourself, "Wow." Right?
And I say to myself, that's grace.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Right.
It's never me. I mean, and I'm very clear about that. And so everything that flows from me, I'm very clear that it's not me. It is something else that flows through me, and I produce it, even in my writings. And this is one of the reasons why I don't take, I've been asked to write columns, monthly columns, weekly columns, and I don't, because I cannot commit to writing something every month when I don't know what it's going to be. Because when it flows, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and it's okay. Either way is okay. I'm fine with it.
Well, thank you for your time and for giving me this opportunity to speak with you. I love seeing you. So
My pleasure.
I will drive hours to come and see you.
Oh, you're very kind. You're very kind. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you for this book from everybody. So, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. your help. So tell me, I think Guru Nanak Sahib was our sixth Guru, right?
No.
No? What do you mean?
He was our first.
First? Really?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
He inspired all the Gurus to be Gurus.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh. You know a lot. I have to be very, very careful. And, oh, I forgot. Who was traveling with Guru Sahib? Yeah. That's right. We know who Pai Mardana ji was, right? Yeah, that's right. Now,
I didn't know a story about friends.
yeah, that's right. And Guru Nanak Sahib stayed in just one place. He didn't go anywhere, right?
No.
No?
He walked all over the world for 20 years. Yeah.
He walked all over.